Today, we are going to introduce to you the Lao Shan Sustainable City Design.
Here is our content. We will first briefly describe Lao Shan. Then we will describe our research methodology and explain and evaluate our planning suggestions.
Where is Lao Shan? It is located at northwest New Territories of Hong Kong. There was a population of around 2,600 people in 2021, in which 14.7% were elderly and ages 15 to 64 accounted for the age majority.
The Northern Metropolis Action Agenda included Lao Shan as a development area. With two development themes, it fosters Hong Kong's continuous development and closer cooperation with mainland China.
In our project, we utilized various methodologies to have in-depth research, such as field studies, drone investigations, question surveys, and GIS studies.
Our research identified four major problems caused by the urban sprawl in Lao Shan. First, traffic congestions occur due to heavy truck movement on narrow roads. Secondly, land use conflicts arise as industrial areas encroach on traditional villages, threatening rural culture. Thirdly, flooding is a severe issue from increased concrete surfaces, leading to water accumulation during rains. Lastly, diminishing greenery reduces buffer zones, significantly threatening migratory birds in Mai Po.
Apart from driving to Lao Shan, there are people who enjoy cycling there. However, according to our analysis, some tourist spots such as the seafood market do not lie within 500 meters of the current cycle tracks, which pose inconvenience for the bikers. Thus, the planning area should extend the cycle tracks in order to attract people to come and promote the zero carbon emission means of transportation.
The public toilets and other infrastructure are lacking as shown in the GIS analysis. We have set a buffer zone of 200 meters, but the results show that not the entirety of Lao Shan area is supported by the washrooms.
From the data provided in CSDI, it showed that the government has efforts in providing good drainage services. However, during our field study, we found that the flooding problem is serious, particularly on Lao Shan Road. The current drainage services should be upgraded.
With the effects of global warming, the rising sea level is especially a threat to Hong Kong, especially in low-lying areas such as northwest New Territories. In the GIS analysis, the data from the spot height shows the planning area as a low-lying area, with most of the land just around 10 meters above sea level. Thus, in combating the future challenges, different strategies should be chosen.
The current enhanced conservation sites do not include the Lao Shan area as indicated by the GIS data. This area is not prioritized for conservation, which poses threats to wetland habitats, the oyster farming businesses, and tourist attractions. Therefore, it is suggested that the Lao Shan wetland should be included.
In developing Lao Shan, we must respect the rural dwellers for their rights to live and preserve their cultures. Thus, in our GIS analysis, we have set a 150-meter buffer zone for separation of the village and the buffer zone development area. Thus, under current development, the warehouses and container yards should be relocated to reduce its impacts on the rural environment.
The most notable cultural feature in Lao Shan is the oyster farming industry, with over 700 years of history. The industry has been declining. With the dedication of the remaining oyster farmers, the industry was redeveloped, and in 2015, the number of oyster plantation sites has reached around 8,000.
There are also different tourist attractions in Lao Shan. To boost further development, the attractions and the support of relevant infrastructures are needed.
There are multiple historical villages in the planning area. Their traditional practices and unique living styles should be respected and preserved for mutual benefit.
I'm Casey.
This is our plan, Initiative of Spoonbill Economy, gateway version of Hong Kong Venice. Black-faced spoonbill is one of the most significant migratory birds in Mai Po. We can highlight the most important bird in Mai Po Ramsar site to arouse public interest on conserving the environment in Lao Shan.
The plan is divided into 3 parts. First, Spoonbill Economy aims at preserving Lao Shan ecological and cultural heritages to regulate the urban sprawl problems. Secondly, the gateway of tourism. In recent years, the in-depth tourism is more preferable among mainland tourists. The area will also be developed as a vibrant hub to introduce different Hong Kong ecotourism hotspots. Last but not least, Lao Shan can be developed into the Venice of Hong Kong, even better than Tai O.
Spoonbill carrying development principle of the areas will include: first, public mass transit and cycling are preferred as the transport mode in the area. Second, building density are mostly low-rise. Third, the population will not exceed 20,000. Fourth, there will be a balance between public and private housing.
In the field trip, we had conducted different interviews. The insights from the interviews is also outline our planning principle. The bubble tea stall owner in the Lofoshan expressed that tourist visiting time is short. Also, more amusement facilities have to be built. The seafood owner also expressed the environment is declining because of traffic congestion. The tourist also expressed he was dissatisfied with the environment.
The first planning principle should be reducing land use conflict in Lafoshan. Road in the Zinbeizhe area will only be improved in terms of drainage and the surface, but not widened in order to reduce the brownfield penetration. Hydrogen train linked with existing light rail and cycling path extension can also enhance the synergy of the development and accessibility of Lafoshan.
Since the nearby new towns are having higher residential building density, the combination of the building can be arranged as follows. 50% will be the public housing, 30% will be the middle-class private housing, all of them around 20 stories, and they are both located in the outskirts of Tinshui-Wai. Low-rise residential will only be built in the brownfield in the center of the planning areas.
The coast of Lafoshan has also been underdeveloped. More blue-green infrastructure can be built along the coast between Shenzhen Bay Bridge to Lafoshan in order to attain more tourist flow to Lafoshan and also regulating the impacts of urban sprawl. Some sightseeing venues, ponds, and trees can be built. The tourists have a longer stay. Shihu and Huangpu River blue-green infrastructures can be act as good examples.
The coast of Lafo in the principle of spoon-bean carrying planning area, blue-green infrastructure will be built in the coast of Lafoshan. Rural economy will be reinforced by improving the infrastructure, so the land use conflict can be reduced. Hydrogen train style of light rail will enhance the development and the accessibility. The brownfield has to be replaced in order to boost the surface industry, especially tourists.
And build up blue-green infrastructure to let the tourists enjoy the good scenery near the bay. Also, we can build a hydrogen train so we can link with the light rail to have a better travel system in the Tinshui-Wai. Also, we can build rural infrastructure to reduce the problem of land use conflict. Lastly, we can also build storytelling museum so to have a better tourist industry in Lafoshan.
We have product examples in the data so that we can have the souvenirs to the locals. To reinforce the Hong Kong spoonbill tourism.
The gateway of tourism will be our second planning principle. The shopping outlet can be built on the former brownfield area, using the Tenba Premium Outlet in Japan as an example. The outlet in Lafoshan can also be designed as a coastal boulevard from Shenzhen Bay to Lafoshan. The hotel can also be built along with the outlet, providing diversified local products to international products in order to include the local color of Lafoshan. We can refer to Lai Chi Wall and Shattercock to revitalize abandoned rural villages into an attractive hotspot of rural lifestyle. Storytelling museums can also be built in order to make Lafoshan become more lively other than just a seafood market.
Venice is not just a fishing village, it is also a trade center during Renaissance accordingly. If Lafoshan is planned as the Venice of Hong Kong, it can also be developed into an exchange center. The suggested industry in the exchange center in the initial stage may include medical, financial, insurance, and IT.
On top of the original spoonbill care plan, we are going to replace the brownfield by the boulevard-style outlet and also progressively declining building blocks from Tinshui-Wai to Lafoshan. All the village house, Fenshui forest, and ancestral graves should be retained to respect the local people and enhance the local color, while the land use conflict can be relieved. So this is a boulevard style outlet, and it could provide a space for tourists to shop, and they can also enjoy the view around Lafoshan. And moving on, here's some Fengshui forest and some graves that are retained to respect the locals' cultures. And moving on to here is some progressively declined buildings, and they are in a high to low position from the Tinshui-Wai to Lafoshan.
Throughout the planning, most of the SDG objectives can be attained, but the damage to the environment and the economic effectiveness is highly subject to the efficiency of land use regulation and the economic dynamics.
This is the end of our presentation. Thank you.